Welcome back to another episode. I'm James Vanetsky, and with me is Alexandra Vine. And today we're diving into the critical topic of pension credit and its low uptake. If you're over 30 and baffled by UK pensions, this channel is your financial lifeline. Moving on, it's been reported that up to £1.7 billion of pension credit goes unclaimed every year, leaving hundreds of thousands of eligible pensioners, around 1 million, give or take 100,000, struggling. We're going to unpack why this is happening and what can be done to address it.
To Jamie's point, before we dive into pension credit, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe now to decode your pension, build lasting wealth, and receive notification when our next podcasts on the autumn energy price cap, the autumn budget, winter fuel allowance, etc. drops. Our deep dive today into unclaimed pension credit is not just about low-income pensioners missing out on financial support. The consequences of low uptake are far-reaching, from worsening health disparities to increased NHS costs. Despite being a lifeline for older people in need, many don't apply for it. So what's causing this issue, and why has the uptake been stagnating at such a low rate?
So for anyone who's a bit fuzzy on exactly what pension credit is, let's break it down. There are actually two pieces: guarantee credit and savings credit. Guarantee credit's the big one, a means-tested top-up for those over state pension age. It makes sure your income doesn't fall below a minimum threshold, just under the full new state pension.
Then there's savings credit, which is, well, kind of complicated. It's basically a little top-up if you manage to put aside some savings for retirement. But here's the thing: you only qualify if you reached state pension age before April 2016. That benefit is on its way out. Most people just don't get it anymore.
Well, the statistics are staggering. In 2019-2020, up to 850,000 people were estimated to be missing out on pension credit. That's £1.7 billion not reaching those who could really use it. It's been a problem for over a decade now, with the uptake never exceeding 66%. So you've got to wonder, what's the main barrier to accessing it?
The biggest issue seems to be awareness, or rather the lack of it. Many people who are eligible for pension credit either don't know they qualify or believe they make too much money to be eligible. In fact, research shows that 65% of eligible non-recipients feel they have too much money to qualify, which is a huge misconception.
And let's not forget the stigma attached to claiming benefits. People don't want to feel like they're asking for a handout, and in some cases they worry about what others might think. This emotional barrier is very real for many older people, especially those who have lived a lifetime of independence. If this is helping, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
Absolutely. The stigma is one of the secondary barriers. A third of eligible non-recipients say they'd feel bad about claiming, and even more worry that their family and friends would judge them. But what's interesting is that many of these individuals are already in poverty, so it's not a matter of pride but a matter of survival.
It's heartbreaking when you think about it, especially since receiving pension credit can change lives. It's more than just a top-up to an income. For example, it could be worth up to £8,000 per year when you consider the additional benefits, like council tax reduction and housing benefit. For someone struggling with basic living costs, this could be the difference between warmth and cold, eating, or going without.
And the impact isn't just financial, right? Research has shown that improving the uptake of pension credit could also significantly reduce poverty-related health issues. Increased income means better access to healthcare, healthier living conditions, and a reduction in loneliness, which is a huge concern for many older people living on their own.
Exactly. I spoke to a woman named Marlene, 76, who said that before she started receiving pension credit, she was scrimping and scraping, unable to afford heating or engage in social activities. But once she started receiving it, she was able to turn on the heating, go out for coffee, and socialise again. That had a direct impact on her mental health and quality of life. It's these kinds of life-changing stories that highlight the importance of ensuring people claim what they're entitled to.
That's a powerful example. So it's clear that pension credit can improve quality of life, reduce isolation, poverty, and even contribute to better overall health. Indeed, a study by Independent Age showed that boosting uptake could lift over 400,000 older people like Marlene out of income poverty. If you needed a reason to care about this, there's one right there. Poverty rates could drop from 9% to around 4% for the very worst off. So, why is the government still struggling to reach those who need it most?
Well, the government has acknowledged the problem. They've set up working groups, launched awareness campaigns, and even had a dedicated pension credit awareness day. But despite these efforts, the uptake remains stagnant. The lack of a cohesive, long-term strategy might be a key factor here. It's not just about spreading awareness. It's about targeted, sustained efforts that involve both the government and local communities.
Right, and local authorities have been stepping up in some places. For example, in Greater Manchester, Independent Age worked with the local government to print 250,000 leaflets and train frontline staff to help older people check their eligibility. They've also partnered with charities and housing associations to reach more people. But even then, these efforts are still quite localised and inconsistent across the country.
Exactly. While some local governments are doing great work, the overall approach lacks coordination. There's no clear national strategy, and without that, it's easy for certain areas to fall through the cracks. And with rising living costs, it's more urgent than ever that the government take action to ensure no one misses out on the support they need.
So, what's the solution? How can we increase uptake and ensure the most vulnerable people are getting the help they deserve? Independent Age, a national charity, and others keep saying the DWP needs to step up with a proper national strategy and concrete plans. Top of the list, fund local authorities so they can run those targeted campaigns with ring-fenced money. Makes a lot of sense, don't you think?
Absolutely, the government needs to commit to a strategic action plan. This plan should set clear, measurable goals for increasing uptake and include both short-term and long-term actions. It should involve local authorities, charities, and private sector partners, all working together with clear accountability. There should also be targeted communication campaigns that reach people where they are, whether it's through phone calls, letters, or trusted community networks.
I completely agree. The strategy also needs to include better use of data. The Department for Work and Pensions, DWP, could leverage data sharing with local authorities to target households that may be missing out. This could be a game changer in identifying eligible people who haven't yet claimed.
And don't forget the importance of automation. If parts of the application process could be automated, it would make it easier for people to apply. The technology is there, so it's about using it to streamline the process and remove as many barriers as possible.
That's a great point. Automation could save time and reduce the paperwork burden on pensioners. But ultimately, we need a comprehensive, nationwide effort. The government needs to be proactive, not reactive, in addressing the low uptake of pension credit.
It's clear that if the government truly wants to reduce pensioner poverty, increasing the uptake of pension credit is a critical step. It would not only provide immediate financial relief for older people, but also help reduce long-term health and social care costs. The potential benefits are immense, both for individuals and for society.
Right, and at the heart of it all is the fact that pension credit can make a tangible difference in people's lives. It's about giving older people the support they deserve and making sure they know what's available to them. If the government and local authorities work together, we can ensure that more pensioners are able to live with dignity, security, and hope.
Well said, Alex. Let's hope this issue gets the attention it deserves and that action is taken soon. Thanks for joining me today to discuss this important topic. And to our listeners, let's keep the conversation going. What do you think can be done to improve the uptake of pension credit? We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe now. Next week we'll expose the hidden fees draining your pension. But before then, our other podcasts on the energy price cap, the winter fuel allowance, are due to drop, so subscribe to avoid missing out on these. Goodbye everyone, and stay tuned for the next one.